Welcome back to TOL 11 Your Day. You never know who you're going to connect with on this show. And when it comes to connecting, our Amanda Faye sat down with one person who has connections here, there, and everywhere and beyond. The Long Island medium, Theresa Caputo.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, this is a really fun topic, and I want to learn a little bit more about you. So tell me, when you first realized that you had this gift, and, what exactly is it?
It's crazy, the first thing. But I've been sensing and seeing spirits since the age of 4. I can remember seeing people standing at the foot of my bed at night, hear people talk to me in a room, and there was no one else in the room but myself. And growing up, I would say to my mom, I feel different than everyone else. I feel like I don't belong here. And, my mom was always very encouraging. No one ever made a big deal about the things that I would say. Everyone just kind of embraced them. I come from a very spiritual family and also a Catholic family. And it wasn't until later in my 20s that I discovered that not only was I connecting with my own departed loved ones, but everyone else's. And then I struggled with my gift for over 5 years. And it wasn't until after 9/11 happened that I fully embraced my gift and knew that this was my soul's journey here in the physical world, was to do this type of work.
I would imagine that, when you have readings or you get these messages, that would weigh on you a little bit. So explain what that's like. As you said, you struggled with it. Does it both weigh on you and bring you some fulfillment as well?
So I would say more fulfillment. The struggle really came more before I really understood what was happening to me. It actually takes more energy for me to not channel the souls. So that's why you'll see me on Long Island Medium, like just blurting out like if I'm in a store, because I become very drained when I don't read. So like after a live show, especially when I come to Toledo, I will feel so energized and so uplifted, and it literally sometimes takes me 2 hours to kind of come down from after doing a large group like that. People ask me, do you consider this a burden, what you do? And I say to people, I consider it such an honor and a privilege to be able to do this work.
You mentioned these shows and the way that it makes you feel. What can people expect when they come out to your show?
It is a life-changing moment. To sum it up in one meaning, people say it all the time when they come to one of my shows. They will say, I had no idea what to expect when I walked into the theater. I personally did not get read, but what I witnessed was absolutely life-changing. And some people will go on and say, and then I realized that there were other people that needed to hear from their loved ones more than I did. It really isn't, still after all these years of doing what I do, walking out on that stage every night and starting to sense the souls. And once I start to feel them, I am down in the crowd. I am right in front of you. Spirit will guide me around the space, have me stop and start delivering the messages. We have big screens set up all over the theater and cameras that follow me around. So no matter where you're seated, you can really feel and be a part of this amazing experience.
What do you have to say? And I have to ask this question. What do you say to the skeptics out there who say, I don't really buy it?
Sure. Listen, I get it. I am the first one to say that what I do is absolutely crazy. And I always tell people, listen, I don't mean to quote Lady Gaga, but I was born this way. I don't know any different. I wish I could tell you like how cool, like something happens before I start channeling. It just happens. I can't explain it. And I understand it. And I also get that there might be common things that spirit might refer to and talk about. But what I have spirit do with every single healing message that they have me deliver, they have to validate it with something completely unique to the person that spirit is speaking to. So it might be something that happened years ago. It might be something that has happened since their loved one died. It might be something that they haven't shared with anyone else here in the physical world, something that they said to their loved ones in their own personal thoughts or prayers. And the other thing that I love the most that I have spirit do is channel with their personality. Because at the end of the day, whatever someone might think of me or not believe or understand what I do, there is no way that I would know your loved one's personality. And especially, and whether your loved one died suddenly, or maybe you watched them for years suffer with a disease or a disability that took away that personality. What better way to validate that from the moment the soul leaves the physical body, they leave behind every and any disability and or ailment. They do not take it with them on the other side. So there will be a lot of laughter. If you do come to the show, you can bring your tissues because you will be crying, but Spirit's going to take us on this emotional roller coaster of we're crying 1 minute and the next minute we're laughing. And that is the greatest gift that they can give us.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And Theresa Caputo, the Long Island Medium, will be at the Stranahan Theater on October 6th. You can get your tickets on eTix, also through the Stranahan's box office. And Theresa, I think you're going to have a good time here in Toledo.
I know I will have a good time. And that's not Spirit telling me, it's me, because I know every time I come to Toledo, it's an amazing, amazing event. So thank you so much for having me today.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.